Welcome back everyone to the part 2 of this series, Designing a Plant Modern Website. For those that are just joining us, this is part 2. We have been able to establish the design principles that we'll be using, the design style that we'll be using in the part 1, which I recommend you go and check out. But if you think you are fit enough to get started from here, the link to the source file is in the description. Please, a lot of people are requesting access to the source file, the Figma source file. Please, the way you can be able to get this file or any file in Figma is that when you open the file, probably you will see an option to request access. What you can do to get the file is to basically select everything like this, okay, and then press Ctrl C, copy it, create a new document and paste it. Or an easier way that I recommend is that if you open any Figma file that has been restricted for okay, the way you can be able to get it is to click on the name here, and then you see an option that says duplicate the draft, and once you do that, it's going to duplicate your own copy, and then you can now make use of it. It's now your own, you cannot share it, and that is what I would recommend you do on the file. So please, let's get to work. What we are going to be doing now is to design the remaining pages in this series. So the first thing I'm going to do is to design this particular one here, this page here. So what we'll do now is to select this first one that we designed in the part 1 like this. Okay, please, in case if I forget to mention any command that I will be using, I think my keystroke will be displayed on the screen so you can be able to it will assist you in case I forgot to mention any key. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is to select this man here and duplicate. The way I can do that is to press Ctrl D when you have it selected, or you can just hold Alt key and drag like this, click and drag, and hold Shift, but I think the Ctrl D works better for a lot of people. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to select the image, the background image there, and I'm going to drag it out. Okay, sorry about that. Select the image like this and then drag it out. Alright, so the next thing is to select the frame and go to the view of the frame. Use your color picker this way, select this color picker and pick this color here. Basically delete this. Okay, now I will move this one out like this. So for this, what we are going to basically do now is to change the format of everything here. So what I'll do is to select this like this and then make the size for 30, and for this I'm going to make it 15. Okay, by the way, instead of you to be double clicking and double click to select a content within an auto layout, what you can do is to hold Ctrl key and go to the content and click, and automatically to select it no matter how far it is. Okay, once you've done resizing the text the way they should be, the next thing is to select these menus and switch from horizontal layout to vertical layout. Set the width to hog and select the main auto layout and set the width to hog for now. Alright, so then I'm going to select this auto layout here and make the gap there 10, and select this main auto layout here and make the gap 50, and select the main auto layout, then make the width instead of 4 we're going to make it 274, and then make sure they are left aligned like this. So the next thing is to select this like this and make it to fill container again, and then select this this one's individually, holding shifts like this, like this, like this, and then set them to fill container, and then set the alignment to left aligned, and then set their distribution there, that is the distance between the text and these icons, to be auto, and then you have something like that. It's pretty cool. You can also set this, make sure these ones are fill container, when they are filled container, that means when you extend this man, it will be responsive. Then the next thing is the image. Basically come to any of the image like this one. So I'll double click to go inside the image, or remember the shortcut, hold Control key and go to anything inside an auto layout and click, and it will automatically be selected. What I'm going to do is to hold Alt key here and drag it like this. And even if it's replicated within the auto layout, you can now be able to drag it out like this. All right. So what I'm going to do is to make the width 533 by 957, and we have something like this. So the next thing is that I don't need this many here. So what I'll do to get the menu out while still retaining some of the important ones is to select this. I'm going to duplicate like this, and then I will select this and delete, and I will select this and delete. And when I do that, let me move this one down so you see what is going on here. So I'm going to select this and then make this one to be hog, so that it's going to remain there. And this one I'll just do the opposite. I'm holding shift to select two at the same time and delete. Then I'll select this and go to the width and make it hog. So I will go to this and make it left aligned and select this top left aligned. Yeah, just like that, okay, and yeah, cool. All right, then I'm going to take this and move it like this, just for the moment, okay. Just eyeball the position you want to make it be. And one thing you should have in mind is that no matter what you're placing in, nothing should go beyond this guide that we have in here. So you can always turn it off by pressing Shift G to turn it off and on. I think I will take this and make it like this, and then take this on this side for now, and select both of them and align bottom so that they will be perfectly centered, and they will be perfectly aligned at the bottom there. So Shift G to see what you are doing. So the next thing is the description, the name, and some other things here, which is this. So I'll select this like this. You can see it's an auto layout, and drag it out. So you can see I just want to show you what is going on there. From what I've given you, I think you have the names here and their scientific name. So if I go to okay, I think I'm going to use something like this. I will select everything here like this. I just want to do it with you so you see how it has been created, especially for those that are just joining us. Alright, I'm going to highlight this. Okay, Ctrl C, and select the type tool, click and drag like this, and Ctrl V. So basically what I'm going to do, if you have something like this, like the text box is bigger than the main content on the text inside, you go and double click on it to give you auto height. So I'll duplicate this like that, and in this one I'm going to remove the description and remove every that's in here. I just double click in there. So the next thing I'm going to do is to duplicate this. So for this one, it's going to be the scientific name, while here is going to be the common name. So this one is going to be bold, and the size is going to be 80. Yeah. And this one is going to be regular, and the size is going to be 35. I'll select both of them like this and Shift A, horizontal align, make sure they are centered, go to the width and make it hog, and select this. I just double click to get it selected and move it like this. Now select the auto layout and give them a gap of 10. And we're good. So for this, we don't need the name, we are going to remove this. We need only the description. So select this, and then I'm going to make it 25, and you're good. So maybe just adjust it like this. Select this and this by holding shift and then shift A. I'm going to make the gap 25 or 20. Yeah, I think I'm good there. I love it. For the style here, we have some work to do. So how do I do that? I'll go and bring up a plugin. Okay, you click on this action button here and type on a plugin called Iconify. Look at the name here. If this is your first time, just type it here and switch to plugins, and you are going to see this Iconify. You are to run it, and immediately you run it, it will automatically be saved for you to be so you can use it next time. So what I will do is basically to search style here, and then just choose anyone that fits your need. I think I'm going to go with this. Like this, you just basically click and drag and it will be applied like that. So easy. I think I'm going to the size here is going to be 20. So make sure these people are locked like this. Okay, if they are not locked, if you make this one, let's say 50 for instance, it will not look like this. They will not be scale proportional. But when you lock the constraint, okay, so if I make this 20 or maybe 15, yeah, okay, so you now have your style. But I think 20 will be the best fit for this. So 20. So the next thing we're going to do is to press Ctrl D to just duplicate, hold shift and select this shift A, and give it a gap of 10. It is need for gap, and make sure the box is for content. You cannot be able to duplicate. I think the highest rating should be 5. So I'll duplicate into 5 like this, and resize it should be maybe, let's say 10. Okay, it's already 10. It's 5, or maybe no gap. Okay, if this is what you want, you can go for it. Okay, so the next thing is I'm going to duplicate any of this, just drag it out like this. So I will make this place the price, maybe Nigerian Naira 25,000 there, and I'll go to auto width, and I'm going to duplicate like this. So it's for this one is going to be 20, and it's going to be bold or semi bold, and this one is going to be 25. Okay, I think 30, and it's going to be semi bold. So for this I'm going to make it look at what I want to make now. This is the 50k sold, 1k left, and then the 25 price there. So basically what we can do is to click and then 50k, and I'm going to write sold. Okay, so select this sold. You can just highlight it like this, go back to regular and make it 10 like that, and duplicates, you can say maybe 20k left, right? Now select these two and add auto layout, make the gap 10, and select this and this, add auto layout, shift A, and make the layout horizontal, and make the width of content. It should always be hug. It's not hugging right now. Why is it not hugging? Okay, first of all, you need to understand why. Okay, so what I'm going to do on this is to basically interpret what is going on, and this is where the auto layout becomes important. You can see these two are not inside where they are supposed to be. So what is going on? and that might be because of this. Can you see? Watch what is going on there, or maybe let me undo so that you'll be able to understand what is going on. I just want to undo the auto layout there. Okay, so this is the stage I added the auto layout. For you as a beginner, you might want to position this like this and then add the auto layout. You're not going to have any problem, right? Okay, but let me do it like this so that in case if you have such kind of challenges, you know what to do. I'll hold shift key to select this, and then I'm going to add auto layout. Okay, so what the next thing is to change it to horizontal alignment there, horizontal layout. So if you select this now, you can see this man, the watch, this one's now like this. You can see they are individual, but their frame has automatically set itself to fill container, and it's not very little like this. So what I will have to do is to select this little frame here and make it to whole content. And when I select the main auto layout and say whole content, you can see it's now cool. So I'm going to make it 10 and make sure they are centered like this. So select this and this, shift A, and make it everything like this, and I will make it to whole content and give it a gap of 50. Okay, it will not be noticeable because of the same reason. So let's go again. You come here like this, and then let's see if you can be able to solve this one. Pretty cool. Okay, you see the gap here like this. All right, but that has not solved our problem yet, because this and this, they are working differently, and that is because their main frame has set itself to fill container this little frame here like this. This is one of those settings that will give a beginner a lot of headache, and that is why if you are having any difficulty with auto layout, please leave a comment on the comment section, and then I'll try as much as I can to get to you. Okay, maybe if we can maybe make a personal class for you, just like a personal video for you explaining the auto layout, or maybe I'll make a general video for everyone about auto layout, best way to set it, and how to know what is wrong and what is not. So I will set this, use the arrow key to move it like this, and you basically swap. Now I cannot be able to say like this. So while this is selected, you press Ctrl X to cut and select this main auto layout here, and press Ctrl V. Now it's not stretched to the other side. How do I do that? You just come here and set it to auto and set this man to fill container, and it automatically stretch. So even if you get this main auto layout extended like this, you can see it will just be flowing along, which is pretty cool. The next thing I'm going to do is to select this and this, shift A to add auto layout. Now I cannot be able to control the distance at the bottom there, like 30, like this. Okay, I feel like this one is not giving me enough space there, so I'll select this and then make them 20, and this I'll make them 20 as well, so it can be able to draw much attention. Or maybe for this, make it 25, and do something as this, 25. Be careful. All right, so now we have something like this. If we move it in, yeah, shift G to bring up our guide, so you can know where to place things and where not to. So basically you have to focus on here, make sure it doesn't get to this place. I think overall, I think I love what I'm saying for now. All right, so for this one, just use a yellow color for this. So when this one is selected and you don't want to go all the way to the bottom and start selecting everything to change the color, all you can do is that you select the auto layer like this and then go to selection color. You see all your colors selected. Click in here and then choose any color of your choice. I think I've chosen a yellow color. Please, you can see the color code there to copy like that, and then you have it. Okay. Maybe there'll be adjustment or maybe something on this, because I feel like it's too small and it should be up a little bit. Maybe you do that on your at your own. Okay, maybe you just use it as your exercise. Okay, know the best settings for it so it will look nice. And for this botanic name, I think it has a different color, so I will take this and then set it the same color. Great, like that. Yeah. So the next thing is the call to action button, and the cut and share. So what we'll do now is to maybe, I think I'm going to select this and duplicate like this and change it to buy now. Buy now, shift A to add auto layout, and change this month from semi bold to maybe medium will be fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to select this and then go to give it a fill, make the fill 5 for now, and then go to effects and go to background blur and increase this amount to something like 20, and it should look like what you can use now. Or maybe what you can do is to use the same color that we use in this background. Yeah, when you select this place, you can see we have the color in there. Yeah, I think it's the same color actually. So the next thing is that you look at this one. It's not that obvious, but there's a drop shadow there. So what I would do is to go to design view. Now I've added an effect. I'll click on this to add another effect, and automatically it becomes the drop shadow. All you just have to do is to increase the blurriness like this. And then for this button to be nice, I would want it to be nothing. Okay, let's add an arrow. While this one is still open, I think I was right arrow. Alright, basically you look at the one that will be able to serve you well and drag it in like this. Press Ctrl X and select this. Ctrl X like this to cut. Wow. Select Ctrl X. Select this, Ctrl V. Okay, please, I press Ctrl X and then press Ctrl C, which is very bad command. Ctrl X to cut and select this, Ctrl V to paste. I will use this to rotate like this, and then I think I'm going to scale it up a little bit. So is it nice? Or select this, go to selection color and make it white, perfect white like this, and we are good. Right, select this and then give it a rounded corner of 10. Or maybe 5. I think 5 is okay. I'm going to give it a padding of 15 by 15 by 15 or 20. I think this is nice. The next one is to bring up a share button there. So I'll drag this out and then cut. I'll look for the type I used there, something like this. Okay, so what we'll basically do here is that this is 24 by 24 and this is 24 by 24, which is nice. So you turn on the fill and select this too and turn on the fill. Now I don't want fill, I want stroke. Press Shift X to swap and press the Shift X to swap. Give them a rounded corner of 5, and then is it 5? I think 2 would be nice. or maybe we are going to know if 5 will be okay for us later on. Okay, so what we want to do now is to go to this place, making sure that this one is checked. I think we are going to leave it at something like 30 to get it bigger like that, and this one is something 30. Give it a rounded corner of 5, and we are good to go. Okay, you can add it totally out by pressing Shift A, but that will not make it weird, and you start making a little adjustment that's not very cool. Okay, but you get the idea. Select both of them and go to selection color and make them white, everything white. Yeah, now select both of them and add totally out Shift A like that, and drag it to this place. Select these two, Shift A, align like this, and we are good. But they are very tiny, and they are not giving as much gap. Just it's not looking as mine. Definitely seems like you're going to give it totally out. So what we'll do now is to select this, to press K on the keyboard or go to the scale tool like this, and then come here and scale this one to 100 or maybe 150 like this. I think it's cool. You can now go back to the move tool and make it give it a gap of 50, or just set it to auto and select this to Shift A, and then set this one to fill container, and there's nothing much other. I think I will need like this one to give it more gap. 150, it's too much. 100 should be fine, or maybe give this one a padding of 25, not as much, or 30. Yeah, and this one should be 20, just to give it that contrast that we need. The rounded corner should be 10 now. Alright, now for the gap here, of course this doesn't make much sense, so I'm going to make the gap just 50. Yeah, we're good. But I still don't like this vexing here. So what we can do is to go in there, press K on the keyboard to go to the scale tool, and then we'll take this one and make it something like 30, like that. Interesting. Select this, 30, like that. I think it's much cool now. The next one is to select this like this, duplicate, and then come here to make it a 88 by 88, like that, and select this, duplicate, Shift A, select this, Ctrl D, just as before. Give them a padding of 25, a vertical padding of 27, and added a fill like this, and reduce the fill to 5, like that. Then go to effect and add background blur. Make the background blur 20, and give it a rounded corner of 10. Sorry, and I'm going to give it a stroke make the stroke a perfect white like this, but the stroke is taking too much. So what we can do is to reduce the stroke color, go to the fill and select the stroke color. Let's make it 50. So it's not going to take too much space there. Alright, we are going to make this man 654 and set the cap auto. So I'm using the arrow key to move. So when you use the arrow key, you can move up, but when you hold shift and hold and press the arrow key, you move faster, like that. So the next thing is to let's just leave this one here. We'll work on it later. I'm going to look at this. Alright, from the one we have here, we can just drag it in like this. Select this, go up. But I think it seems like it's too much for now. So what I will do is to select this duplicate. So maybe the size might need to go down a little bit. First of all, I think I will select this Ctrl X and select this Ctrl V, and then set this to fill container so that it will be properly aligned, and then the gap should be 40, not 50. I think this one's might need to come closer, please. 100, and this should be 50. Yeah, so they're going to, let's make it 150. Yeah, I think it's much better right now, in my own opinion. Yeah, so I'm going to maybe bring this in a little bit closer, but if I do that, this one will be extending. Maybe if this is what I want, you can go with it. If it's properly aligned and organized, I think I don't mind. So Shift G there to bring the guide back. Now for this to be, I need this to fit within this area. Yeah, just here. So what I can do on this is to reduce the size. To reduce it, we are going to go to the width here. The main image is the one we have to reduce the size. We go to the width here and then make it something like 150. Okay, 160. And then for the height, we'll make it 250. 260. Let's make it 240. So now you can see everything is automatically responding because I've given them auto layout. Yeah, something like this. Now for the text, I'll select the name, the main name here, common name actually, to 20, and select the scientific name to 10, basically. Yeah. Is any other thing? No. But I wanted to get something now. I can see this rounded corner and this one is definitely not the same. So if I select these two like this and align bottom, okay, they are not properly cut. So what I can do is to select this and give it a rounded corner of 20. Yeah, I think that is much better. So I will select this, duplicate like this, select both Shift A, give them a cap of 30, and select this, Ctrl D, and then you have it like that. So select everything like this and left align, and you are good to go. Okay, so all of these ones we are going to delete because we don't need them anymore. So for this one, I think I'm going to select this, duplicate, and move it up here. Press K on the keyboard to go to the scale tool, and from this you can now make this 180 or maybe 100. Yeah, so it's going to be here, trying to make sure everything is perfectly aligned. select this and this, align bottom like this. Yeah, interesting. So Shift G to see what you have here. Yeah, it's looking pretty clean, pretty neat. Yeah. So the next one is here. This is where things become more interesting because you're going to play with auto layouts here. Okay. So what we are going to do is this card settings here. So for what we want to do now to work, for us to create this, okay? Basically, my intention was that once you click on buy now, an overlay should come up, and then to allow you to add your card information so you can pay. And while you are paying, you should also have like a preview of the goods that you're buying, so, and the price as well, so that you can easily make you don't forget or maybe make a proper buying decision. So what we can do now is to select this. If I duplicate, so we have it here like this. Alright, so I'm going to select this particular one like this, duplicate like this. So for now, these are not layouts, but we can make things a little bit more interesting, because if I drag this in like this and then place it here like this, okay. Now it's nice, but it's not as we want. You can see it's looking like a glass, but we are seeing the background is still distracting. So what you can do is to go to the background blur, click on here, and then increase its blurriness to something very, very high like this. Another thing you can also do is to come here and increase this to 10 or 20. Okay, but I think 10 should be cool, and make this one something like 260. Yeah, perfect. Now we have an auto layout, because this cannot move now because it's an auto layout like this. Okay, so what we want to do now is to know how we can be able to manipulate this to change to this. Okay, for things not to be complicated, we might decide to do all of this one after the other and then come to this, but I believe we can still do something out of here. So let's try. Select this, Ctrl D to duplicate. We don't need this one again, so we can delete it. And then select this one, Ctrl D again to duplicate. Select this to Shift A to add auto layout, and then switch to vertical layout like this. And then the next thing is to select this, double click to change the name there. Let's say payment information like this. We're going to make the this to be 40, and then the should be put there. Alright, the next one is for this. I'm going to Ctrl D like this. So okay, sorry, this one is going to be 30, and it's going to be regular basically. Yeah, and I'm going to duplicate Ctrl D like this. I will make this one 15, and I'll add Shift A to add auto layout. Okay, now what I'm going to do on this auto layout, hold Ctrl key and click on the padding and make it 20 like this. Now you might not understand, you might not know what is going on now, but just go to stroke and add it a white stroke. The rounded corner should be 10 like this, and set it to fill container like this, then set it to left aligned like this. So here we can say your name here, right? Now I'm going to reduce the opacity to 50, something like this. Now I have this and this, so I'll select both of them, Shift A. Perfect. So if I have this like that, okay, I can now be able to duplicate this particular one. Control D, Control D, Control D. So basically is to fill in this information. So you have card number, expiring, security codes, zip and postal code. So basically fill those ones up. So I'll quickly do that. I think for this text, it should be bold. So I'll hold Ctrl key and Shift at the same time to select all these text like this, and then make it bold. Interesting. So the next thing I'm going to do is to select everything like this, like this, like this, and then Shift A, so that I can now select the main auto layout here and give it a padding of 50. Now you can see this one is not separate. I'll select this one and give it, the opacity should be 50 as well. Yeah, something like this. I think we are good. So for this card expiring dates and security code, select both of them like this, Shift A, and then switch to vertical to horizontal, and select this. I'm going to set it to hog. It's already on hog, but these ones are splitting out, so I can maybe set these ones. Okay, on free container right now. Alright, let's see what we can do to give them a space. So I'll add it a padding of 20, so they'll have enough room to breathe, like that. Okay, but I think we are coming into this. The next thing you can do is to duplicate. Select everything like this and press Ctrl D to duplicate. So on these duplicates, we don't need this one again. I'm gonna delete. Okay, so we are going to get this. In a way of getting that, I think we'll just select this, Ctrl C, and select this, Ctrl V. I think I don't like the way it came. Maybe I'll just double click and drag it like this, somewhere at the top there. Yeah, and for the pricing, I'll double click and then set this like this. So what I will do is to select these two, Shift A, and add it to the layout, something like this. So I think I'm going to make this 25, and I'll give it a padding of 10 both sides, and I'll give it this fill and reduce this fill to 5, the fill opacity to 5, and give it a stroke. Some of these repeated command, like giving a few, a background blur, and so on and so forth, there are ways we can save those repeated commands so that we can easily apply them to anything that we want without having to like do much. So I'll select this and then add it a stroke and give it a rounded corner of 10. like this. So I'll basically start removing things. So basically what I did here is to begin to type out the address and organize it very well. So I can just set this. I typed address like this and selected this one and add them up to layouts. So let me show you what I have here. I have something like this, like an address. You can see the color here is a white, and then select this, the address itself, which is this. Select both of them, Shift A to add up to layout, the gap here, and add it a gap of 20. Press Ctrl C to copy and select this particular one here. Ctrl V to paste. Use the arrow key to move it up like this. Make sure the width is set to fill container for now. And I'm going to select these ones and delete like this. So if I select the main auto layout now, I cannot be able to give them a gap of something like 250. So they'll be separate like that. And I can begin to fill things up here. You can see I have all of this. So it's basically to keep on writing and writing and writing. So I will just fill these ones immediately. So I've written some of my text down. What I did is to bring up a box like this with this dimension 29 by 29 and add an auto layout there with a gap of 20 and do this and select Ctrl C and select this one and press Ctrl V to paste like that. Interesting. So basically duplicate Ctrl D like that, and I also have another one there. You duplicate by clicking and dragging, just move it down like that, and then for me to give it that underline, you come here and make something like this here, and then you have the underline. Okay, you can decide to make the information as accurate as possible, so it's going to look nice. This one doesn't need to be outside, please. Ctrl X, select this, and then Ctrl V, yeah, and then select this now. Give them a gap of 30. Yeah, perfect. And the same thing here, just copy these ones. Maybe, I think later on, if you want to make it as perfect, that is filling, and should I encourage you to do that, fill in the details and make sure they are perfect. That is filling the detail as if it's a real site, so you can be able to use it anywhere you want to use it without don't use lowering Epson if possible. So I'm trying to resize this manually so I can be able to set to what I want there. So I think for this, you can see I'll set this to fill container like that. And for the gap, you can just make the gap auto, or maybe here you can, or maybe make it 50. So the next thing is to begin to write a call to action button there. I think I have this to Shift A, add a motor layout of gap of 20, Ctrl X, Ctrl V. So they are going to be the same, and then for this, I am going to say fill container. So they'll be within this area. So you can see with the dimension that is here, these people are set to auto width, and that is why this one expanded. Because if you have it like this now, you might have a problem them looking like this. So I think why they extended it because of this one. They are set to fix size with this dimension there, so they automatically extended those ones there. This one are not giving themselves enough gap, so I'll select them and make them 20. I think 30 is going to be fine. I think the gap is becoming too much. Maybe let's make it 150 or 200. Here we are going to get our call to action button there. So here is a pen now. I will select this duplicate, just move it down here, and then Shift A to add it auto layers. Select this man, the pattern, and make it 20. I think 30. Let's try 30. 20 will be fine, please. And set the selection color to black, or maybe to our color here, and then set the feed to white now. Give it a rounded corner of 10, and set it to fill container, and change this one to okay. The padding here is still affecting them, so I'm going to go to the padding and say 0 padding. Yeah, so they will be perfectly aligned like that. And I think I will select this. Well, this one should be fill container, so they don't extend outside like that. Sometimes it doesn't matter, sometimes it matters. Okay, so I'll duplicate this and drag it down like this, and just right, we accept this payment system. So I think I'll change it from horizontal to vertical, and set it to hug, and set this to hug. Set the width of fill container, please, and take this one up and make it right. So I think I'm going to make it bold and reduce this to 50. Okay, I think 70 should be fine. And for this one, I think I will just increase this a little bit and duplicate, Ctrl D, Ctrl D. So select all of them, Shift A, and switch to this, to horizontal, and then Ctrl D, Ctrl D. Now we have it like that. Perfect. I think if you have gotten to this level, you are a pro. Okay, so I'll align this and align like this. Okay, I think if it's not looking nice, like if the contrast is not as much as needed, what you can do on this is to select, go to the fill here, and take this color picker to pick this same color here. When you do that, it's going to be looking like dark color. Then reduce the opacity fill to 10 or maybe 20. Okay, I think it should be much better now. If the need arises, you can increase it to 30, but just know that the higher, the darker the background becomes, and sometimes you might need to go to the background blur and increase it more, just increase that contrast, and then reduce the opacity fill to 5. Okay, so that is how that particular site has been created, and then we are going to be moving to the next one immediately. So I'll delete all of this because we don't need them anymore. I just have to duplicate this like this, remove this, sorry, remove this and this, and remove this. What we need is here and here. You hold Alt and duplicate and move like this. Now we will need to resize. So I'll take this and resize like this. Look at where I want it to get to. Something like this. But it's not responding. So let's make it respond. Select this and make it fill. Container basically. Let me undo that so we don't get confused here. So we have it like this, right? We select this one and then drag it like this, but if you do that we might end up losing some things. So look at what you can do here. When we select this group here, we can be able to resize the group, and when we resize the group, every other thing follows along. So let me do that again. I selected the main object like this line, and then resize like this. Make sure I'm using my eye to calculate. So I have something like this now, and it should be looking somehow identical to the one we have there. Alright, so I think I will need to bring this one down a little bit, and also make sure this is aligned. So let me first of all do that. Select this and align bottom like this, or top, sorry. Basically move this one up a little bit before you select this, so that they can be able to get aligned on this. I don't want to go below this the place that this one is already, so that it's going to look you don't go below all this alignment, because if you can notice, some of these things are aligned. So during the transition you will not notice much difference. It will look seamless and interesting. Alright, so we have something like this. Then the next thing is that once you have paired, it will now say your order has been recorded, and so on and so forth. So what we'll do to get that particular one is select this, or maybe this, your order has been recorded, like this. So we want to do the opposite of what is there. We select this man, go to the opacity field, make it 5, and go to the selection color, make it white, and then go to effects and add it a background blur, and increase the background blur to something like 20 or more than, just 20 or more than is good enough for us. Okay, so begin to write. Your order has been recorded. So I've written here, your order has been recorded. I'll press Ctrl D to duplicate, and then I'll write he said thanks for your patronage. Now we are having a lot of issues here, so let's see how we can fix that. Select this auto layout and then switch to vertical, and set this to hog, and take this one, it should be 80, and it should be bold, and this should be regular, and it should be 25. Now we have something like this. On the horizontal padding is going to be 25, and on the vertical padding I think we are going to have a splitted padding now. When you click inside here, you can see the top side is 37 and the downside is 100. Yeah, something like this. I think you're not done yet. You're still coming. Okay, so I think I'll align this like this. So here I need this menu to be back. So what I can do, go to this side, you have the menu, Ctrl C, and just come here, Control. Make sure that you have this one selected like this. Then press Ctrl V, bring it down a little bit like this, and then select these ones if you did not delete them before pasting, and then align now. So we should be good. like this. So I have this one this way. Yeah, interesting. So I'll give it the rounded corner of 20, so that it's going to look a little bit more smooth. And I'll look for an icon like cancel. So on this cancel, I'm going to use this particular one here. Any one of your choice, basically. So for this, we are going to make this one 37, or basically 40. So to make it 40, then press Shift A to add auto layout, and then add it, open the view, make the view opacity to 5, and then add it a background effect like this, and make the effect to be something like 60. And I'm going to also add the background blur. Effects and background blur. Just increase this one to something like 13. So we have something like this now. Go select, I'm going to view and select this color here, like that. Then for the padding is going to be 25. So I'll drag like this and position it here. Okay. Maybe it's not as much as I want. I would definitely want to increase it more, but I'll use the scale tool for that. So let the scale tool like this and increase it to 40. Sorry, 50. Then go back to the move to how do we position this one, because it's inside an auto layout and it will not. Okay, we are going to use a position absolute. If you are doing coding, I think you understand that. But we will use what we call ignore auto layout here, and once you do that, you cannot be able to position this one here like this. But the auto layout is not giving it space as much as I want. Select this, and then we will go to this padding here, the vertical padding here, and make it 100. So that 100 is too much, please. 50 is too small. Okay, 70. Okay, so you can see we have something like this here. I'll give it a rounded corner of 10, and I'll place it right down there, like that. So I'll select this, go to the drop shadow, and make this one a little bit more transparent. Maybe 15 should be fine. So Shift G to preview our design. Interesting, I like what I'm seeing already, but they are not aligned now. Big issue. Select this, and this. I'm holding Shift and align Shift G. So look at what we are aligning it to. So careful to move it out a little bit, and making sure we don't compromise this side. Alright. Shift G. Move this one up a little bit. This one up a little bit. I'm holding Shift, by the way, to click and use the arrow key so it will move further. So now that we are done, basically, is to select all of this and delete. The next one is to duplicate this. What I did here is to select this one, delete, Shift G to bring back our guide. So here I'll say, now this is where you have finished your payment. I want you to click on this one to cancel, and automatically you go to a page. It said 50% discount. I'm going to write, so here I have Control A, Control V. Now I've written this 50% discount on your next purchase. Okay, so I'll also duplicate Control D and Control D like this. Okay, so I'll select this and write. Okay, so 50% discount on your next purchase. That means if you buy again, you receive 50% discount. So here I'm going to select this and make this one 30 and make this one 30 and make this one 15 and the opacity field should be 50. Select both of them, auto layout, shift A, and for this and this, auto layout, shift A. But this one has to be 15 as well, and the opacity field is 50. Alright, so now we can have the ability to determine the gap between them. The next thing I'm going to do is to duplicate this. Just hold on key and drag. So what I'm going to do is to write. So when I have something like this, I'll press Shift A to add auto layout, and I'm going to make it the padding should be 10, and I think I'll select this, make it black. Everything should be no, not black, just this color. And I'm going to make the fill of the auto layout white, basically, and give it a rounded corner of 10, and duplicate Ctrl D. Here I'm going to write refer frame. I'm going to make the opposite. We select this one, change the color to white, and select the main auto layout here. Press Shift X to swap. Now select these two, Shift A, and then align horizontal. Set this to fill, and set the buttons to fill container. So they will not look like this. The gap should be something like 20. This entire stuff here, the width should be 479 by 243. Okay, so on this side, the cap here, I'm going to make it the cap, I'll make the cap 20. Yeah, so it will be well spaced out. Then for this, I have two options. Then I'm going to duplicate this man. So when I duplicate, so here I'm going to select this and make it 40, and I'm going to select this and make it 20. What we do now, select all of this like this, and instead of fill container, set everything to hug, right, and select this one, and now set everything, set the layout, sorry, and then set the width to hug, and set this one to hug, and now we have something like this. We just build it back. Yeah, so I'll select these two, Shift A to add auto layout there, and then select this one, go to the height and set it to fill container, and go to the gap and set it to auto, and you're going to get something like this. Select this, give it a gap of 20, and I think everything should be fine now. Yeah. Perfect. So I can also select this and make the height to be few containers where, and then resize like this manually. You see how we want to do. I think maybe let's not do the few container on that one. Let's leave it like this. Move it up, and then for this, I'll select this one and delete. Yeah, and it's a more to love, right? So what we'll do here is to select this, move it up with a good spacing, and select this one, move it up, and drag this one down like this, and select this. I'm going to set this to view container, and the gap here should be 50, and this one increase the size to something like 60. Alright, or 50. And for this, I'm going to make it 24 or 20. And for the other layouts, I think it's too much. I'll make it 40. And we have something like this now. Pretty cool. Alright, move this one up like this. Make sure they are aligned. So, and this one up like so, and then move it down there like this. Here, due to the size of this, we are no longer getting what we want. So what we can do is to use this size instead. So I'm going to duplicate this one, and make it there. So okay, Control X if it's not moving in. Select this, Control V. Yeah. Select this one, Control D, Control D. So I think it's smaller now. Now you can be able to move this one up. So this to auto. Maybe make this one 40. This one should be this one should be 20. Yeah. So select this and move it up like this, just to be on the same height as this. I think I can now increase this one back to 50. Yeah, kind of interesting. So for this, I'm going to select this, just resize it a little bit like this. Yeah, we are good. It's not aligned, just make sure they are aligned. I'm making here, and this is not aligned because of this, and this is not aligned because of the padding there. So I'll remove the padding 0, and this one too is not aligned because of the padding. If the padding must be there, then it must look like this, but if you don't need padding, maybe on the other side there shouldn't be padding, make it 0, and then they are not straight. Yeah, so you now have something like this. You hold out key and duplicate, you add your auto layout like this, select this, Control D like that. So I duplicated this. I renamed it to popular plants. For me to be able to get the stroke, I just selected the auto width here, selected everything and swap by pressing Shift X like this. So popular plants should start from here, or maybe what I can do is to select this. That is basically however you want it to. Maybe I don't need this. I'll delete this particular one. Then select this one. Ctrl X. And select this text. Ctrl Shift R to paste and replace. Select this one. I'm going to set it to hug. And set this to hug, and I'll have something like this just to make it more interesting. So for this one I'm going to go with like this. Why minding text? So finally we've made it. Alright, I think in the next one now, that is where we are going to start prototyping, creating those transitions you saw from the preview, or maybe we can even add more touches to make it more interesting. So I think I'm going to meet it there. If you've gotten to this point and you have not subscribed yet, I don't know what to say, but please just try as much as you can to subscribe so we can keep it going, okay? So let's grow together, okay? And I'm going to be updating you guys with more tutorials and more ways to get things done. These ones will focus on beginners, like trying to make sure that you get your head around. Other tutorials that will be coming in, maybe we might start getting things more advanced, getting things more interesting as well, trying to let you know some other things that are possible, like in terms of advancing your skills in Figma and UI design as well. So please, see you in the next one. Have a nice day. Bye.